down a little. I'll get it.
All right, boys. It's Tuesday. We took a week off. We're back. It's time for the picks. Got our drinks. Cool tequila sunrise.
Victory Tuesday.
Victory Tuesday for our unstoppable Detroit Lions.
Oh, Wormy.
Oh, that's good.
Nodding donkey glasses.
good.
I meant to show you this when you're over here. Straight off the campus of SMU. I forgot I was there. So that's a true story. I'll
That's a
keep you
true
posted on
story.
that. Anyways, we're here. We're back in the basement. Check out the logo Chris made. That was synchronized logo.
It was. We both looked at it, thought
Yeah,
it at
I
the
think
same
it's
time.
Pretty sweet. I'm gonna have Allie make us some T-shirts.
I like it.
Maybe we'll
I
get
like
a-
it.
maybe we'll
Simple.
get
It's elegant.
Maybe we get a jacket for the winner.
Oh,
like
yeah.
a red. No, that's a terrible idea. Like a. Let's do Christmas. We gotta get. Maybe we get a jacket.
Yeah. I'm
Put the
down
logo
for
on it.
it. I'm down for it.
Anyways, glad to be back. Missed a week. It was a bad week to miss because the scores tightened up. As you will see this week.
Yeah. Wow. Even I was surprised. I had no clue what happened last week until today.
No one said anything about not being able to. I did talk to you about not being able to open the Excel spreadsheet, but other than that, I was hearing no issues.
Yeah,
so.
it's my own issue. It's not anything.
So hopefully you guys are up to date, ready to rock and roll. Here we go. You ready to get to it?
Oh yeah, I'm right.
Start out with Uncle Chad right out of the gate. We need a nickname for Chad too. We gotta get these
Yeah.
next up.
We gotta
As you
get
guys
the
will
nickname.
find out, Cousin Pat, he obviously did not like being called Cousin Pat.
Yeah, he was not down with Cousin Pat.
He was. He still might be Cousin Pat, but there's going to be a part two.
Mm-hmm.
He was sending him in his emails with his picks, or he did this week.
I like it.
And I thought it
Take
was
the
great.
initiative. I
Yep.
like it.
Yeah. I thought it was great.
Here's some suggestions,
Oh
fella.
man, you made me laugh.
Oh, I loved it. Loved it. All right, I'll get us rocking with Chad.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
On the college picks, he took Purdue plus a 28 versus Penn State. 28 was not quite enough. That's going to be a loss for him. He had Colorado and Utah, the over 47. Colorado hit 49 all by themselves, so that was a big win for Chad. And then finally, he took Oregon minus the 14 against Wisconsin, playing out in Wisconsin. That was a 16-13 game, so that's going to be a loss for him. To go 1-2 in his college. Hopefully, he did a little
No.
better than pro.
He went 2-1, didn't he?
Purdue plus 28. No, that's going to be a loss.
Oh yeah, I was wrong there. That changes everything.
Good thing I'm here, boys. Good thing I'm here. Good start. We got. Oh, shout out to AC for making a delicious roast.
Oh yeah.
One thing I like about coming over on Tuesdays, you guys, I get dinner, all right? I get to make drinks, I get to hang out with my boy. I mean, sometimes boys and other people show up sometimes. Invites were thrown out, per usual. You guys are busy. I get it.
This is now 37.
That's going to become a situation.
Sure is, buddy.
In your pro, because I'm a pro and I can take over real quick while Steve handles some technical issues. Lions minus the 12.5. Yeah, going to be a common theme in the picks today. That is a big, fat win. We'll talk more about them later, but holy cow. Steelers plus the 3 versus the Ravens. The Ravens cannot beat the Steelers. Lamar Jackson in big games. Everyone's still talking about him like he's going to be the MVP, and the man can't win big games. I love him. Don't get me wrong. I am a Lamar fan, but the man can't win big games. But yeah, that's a win. Taking the Steelers at home. Smart move. Somebody else may have did that. Finally, you took the Pack minus the Devil's number, minus 5.5 versus the Bears. Pack was about to lose, and then the Bears did bear things. And they lose 20-19, but it's not enough. So that's a loss to go 2-1 in your pro, 1-2 in your college, to go 3-3 on the week. Moving on to me. Typically, I don't do my own, and I don't think I'm going to have to because I feel like Steve's going get it in there right now. How was your guys' week? Let us know in the comments. Oh, I think we're good.
No, Reds. I think Reds.
It's showing you're charging.
Okay, we're good. We're
Showing you're good. We had to plug it in. Typically we do that first, but
It's not connecting right now.
we got tequila drinks to make. All right, come on.
All right,
What
where
do
we
you
at?
want from us? Me.
We're on Chris.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Oh, now we're gonna start lagging. Hopefully not.
No way. We're moving good.
The mouse was acting weird. All right, Chris has a humongous week. That's why he didn't want to do it. Great Saturday. He goes Arkansas, getting the 14. That's an easy win.
Underdogs.
Florida 5, easy win.
You ain't coming into the swamp and winning. I don't even know what you guys are thinking. Anyone picked LSU.
Kansas 3.5, another win. 3-0, huge week for Chris.
3 underdogs, 3 wins. That's all I'm doing in college now. I'm doing underdogs. The college football does not make sense anymore.
It worked for you this week, buddy. That's a huge week. Great job.
Needed it.
Then you come out with Jameis Winston for your Sunday morning delight. Here's your cup of coffee after a 3-0 Saturday, a party over here. You have a good time, and you would think to yourself, I want to wake up, I want to stretch my toes, and I want to...
Look at it. I was hungry. Looking to eat a dub.
And that was a loss. That was
Yep.
bad. Yeah. Chargers -2. That was a win. Jim Harbaugh's got them boys looking good. Jesse Minter can coach defense now.
You know I hate Jim Harbaugh, but he has them boys rolling.
He's a good coach. He's a football coach. That's literally the only thing he could have ever been, I think. If that wasn't it, then he would have been like locked up somewhere.
Circus clown or something.
Detroit -12.5. I think that's everybody, unless you got in on the over. Everybody wins Detroit things all the time. That's beautiful. Chris's picks were beautiful. He went 5-1. 3-0 in the college game, 2-1 in the pro game. He's at 14 points on his race to 25. 9 last week. The big 5 this week. He's right there in the mix in the race to 25. That's huge.
You ain't lying.
He storms past 500, going 34-30-2 on the
Like
season.
a rocket ship.
35 points. Great job. Huge job. You're probably the hottest. You're gonna be the hottest picker after that week. Last week was a good one too. You got another 4-2.
Is that what I had last week? I
You had a
like I said,
tie.
I had no idea.
You caught a tie. Oh yeah, that's how you got that second one. Detroit. The Detroit.
I love it. Danny Pete, my man.
Good job. Nice job. Way to come back. Dan Money Mayer.
Mhm.
How do you do?
In the college, he took his. This is his NCAA. NCAA 25 football team is Tulane, right? He jumped up Tulane in the Navy.
I've got to play in the national championship tonight against Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
The SMU Mustangs are playing Vandy tonight.
Love it. Tulane versus the Navy, under 54.5. That was a 35-0 game. That's a win for Danny P. He took Georgia -9, going up against Tennessee. Georgia started rolling. Iffy in the beginning there, but he got the win. And then Clemson -2 versus Pitt. 24 Pitt's pretty good.
-10.
That's what I said, -10, right?
You said -2.
-10. -10. Take 2. -10. 24-20. That's going to be a loss. 2-1. They're 2-1 in the college pro. Fucking A, give him his.
Speaking
NFL
of pro, Chris just rolling with the punches.
You got to do what you got to do, baby, when you're drinking the tequila.
Dan Money Mayer. He doesn't like Caleb Williams. I don't think anybody does. He chose to go with the pack -5.5. Yep, that ended up being a loss for you. Caleb got you. How does that feel? It sucks. You got me twice. You took the Vikings. State is in the NFC North, going -6. They had a little bit of a pillow fight early, but they were able to pull away and get you the dub. And then Houston last night steamrolled. 7.5 was the number. You covered that 4 times over.
I can't believe I didn't even think about that. I was totally forgetting that Dak's out and everything. And,
Listen, you don't get a name like Money Mayer if you're not the savvy bet type.
You
Right?
ain't lying.
Him and I are both on the Navy Tulane under. That line movement was like 8 points or something. I think Navy's quarterback went down.
Yeah.
And yeah, he, like you said, I didn't do it either. That's a great move. He goes 2-1 in the college, 2-1 in the pro. He had 11 points last week in the race to 25, going 4-2. He does it again. 4-2 again. He's up to 15 points in the race to 25. He is on an absolute tear. That's 3 4-2s in a row. And that's only because my screen doesn't keep scrolling. Let's go up and look again real quick. That's a 3-3. That's a 5-1. That's a 5-1. I mean,
that's how you climb in the standings right there, boy.
he's 38, 27-1. He has 38.5 season points. Dan the Man, Money Mayor, 11 games over 500. Good load. That's a lot of games. Nice job, buddy. On to Rosie.
I'll take a skip. Yeah, give me a scotch.
I'll take
I love that we're always on the same page.
You got Texas minus 14. That's a loss. I'm going to be honest. I don't know anything about what happened Saturday. Saturday was
fun.
Saturday was fun. So you had Rutgers 6. That was a win. Go Rutgers. Iowa State minus 8.5. I guess that was a win too. That's what the internet said. You go 2-1 in the college game. Nice job.
In the pros, he took the Ravens -3 going against the Steelers.
I couldn't believe that. I mean, I know it's a division game; they play tough or whatever, but I just think the Ravens are so much better. Like, it shouldn't matter.
They always struggle. Lamar Jackson is like 0-11 or something against Pittsburgh. I made that number up, but it's something
Chad
like that.
told me some stats when he was over because he was all. I believe we'll find out. He took the Browns.
He did. He did, yeah.
I thought he did. Yeah,
no, Steelers, you mean. Yep. Yeah,
Steelers.
I know what you meant. Yeah. Yep. So, no, that's a loss on the Ravens. He also took the Bengals. Getting the 2 versus the Chargers, like we were talking earlier. Jim Harbaugh, he's a terrible person. I can't stand the man.
I mean, that's
but he's a good football coach.
Probably too
Okay,
far.
maybe I went a little far. It's tequila talking. That's going to be a loss. And then, again, another person takes the Lions minus the 12.5. They lost by 175 points. That's a win. 1-2 in the pro, 3-3 on the week, respectively.
Yeah, very much so. Last week, Rosie went 1-4-1. Rough week last week. So he had 9 points after last week on the race to 25.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so that explains some things that I saw in the numbers. 1-4-1. Didn't know that. I'm learning with you guys about what happened last week.
Yep. So he gets 3 wins this week. That's going to put him at 12 points on the race to 25. He also is doing, by the record-wise, I mean, fantastic. 36, 28-2. Those 2 ties give you an extra point, so you're at 37 season points. Doing well.
Yep.
Doing well. Big Mike, how's he doing? Look at this comeback, folks.
Whew.
Hollywood comeback story.
Big Mike on the college games. He's probably turning the stream off right now, but it's all right. It's all right. Stick around. LSU -5 versus my Gators. What were you thinking? You don't just go out into the swamp and win. It doesn't happen. That's a loss. He had Georgia, Tennessee over the 48.5. They hit 48. Got him by the hook for another loss. I'm sure he was breaking things at his house, and I'm sure he wasn't. He's a very gentle guy. OSU, Northwestern, over 44.5. Me and Steve were talking. If we could have talked you off that ledge, if we would have known.
Chris has been burned. I've been burned.
Yeah.
OSU overs have burned me. I think twice, maybe 3 times. I think maybe twice.
Yeah, they only hit 38, so that's a loss. It's going to be 0-3 in the college. Steve, tell me he came back in the pro games.
Well, I like that he's going with some over-unders. I need somebody to do this with me as I try to perfect the craft. He goes Seattle and the 49ers under the 50.5. That was a win. I like that one too.
No.
The Jags in Detroit, we know that's over 47. Detroit scored 75, 76. What was the final of that game?
52, 53,
Jesus, Mary.
something.
They're so great.
I didn't even write it down because it was too big of a number. I can't write that much.
That's a win. And then he takes the Bills -2.5, which I thought was a great pick. I don't know why I didn't get there with my selections. I told Chad when he got here I thought it was a dunk. And you got it. Josh Allen showed out. 3-0 in the pros, 0-3 in the NCAA. Last week you went 2-3-1. Everybody caught that tie with the Lions last week. You had 8 points last week, as I said. So you get 3 this week. You're up to 11 on the way to 25. I think that is in the back of the pack, but I think you're only 4 back. So you're still within striking distance. Yeah. And you're clawed up here. You're still 4 games under 500. 30, 34, and 2. Giving you 31 points on the season. On to Fatty Patty.
Fatty Patty 2x4. Some call him the Wyminator. Some might call him Orange Slice. You gotta let me know what that one's about. Gotta let me
We
know.
may end up landing on 2x4.
Oh yeah, just 2x4.
Just 2x4.
Just 2x4.
And then maybe we can even shorten that just to the bye.
See, you give us this ammunition, and we're gonna load the gun.
Nice job. Cousin Pat, glad you're in it. You're kicking ass. Sending nicknames. Can't wait till the next bonfire, or you can show up with a sweet chair, and I got to go find one. Let's talk about your NCAA picks, though, brother. You took Tennessee getting the 9. That was a loss. Oregon minus 14. That was a loss. Texas minus 14. That was a loss. Like I said, didn't see much of anything. Even if I did see it, I don't remember it.
With the Arkansas, I was all over the Arkansas. That's all I gotta say. So what was that? 0-3 in the college. So in his pro, hopefully you can have a bit of a comeback in the pro game. Philly minus the 3.5, going up against the Washington Potato Skins. 26-18 was that final score. That's the win. Interrupt me, please do.
I love betting Philly. I absolutely love betting Philly. And Worm, I'm not going to tell the story that you think I'm going to tell. I ended up getting in on this game on the over-under, and I lost because of those field goals. But I would bet either myself, Dan, the money man mayor, or now Fatty Patty 2x4, has had Philly in their picks every single week this season.
Yeah, it would be interesting to go back and look, which we can do.
And we will.
Yeah, for sure.
That was all I wanted to say. I love Philly.
I've jumped on the Philly train. Especially now, what is like the last 7 games? This has been on a tear. 7-8 games. They've been getting a little iffy right there at the beginning of the season, but we saw it with our Lions too.
I think real highly of Jalen Hurts. I really do.
Yeah.
Their receivers are beasts. They normally have a good, tough defense, a great home field advantage. With Saquon, dude, whatever you think you might be, like a weird person or whatever, the boy can play ball.
Holy cow. When you're jumping backwards over people and hurling them,
they're a problem. Listen, the Eagles are a problem. But anyway, am I doing it or are you?
I'm on it. Minnesota minus the 6. Somebody else took that one too. Good pick. I get a little nervous with Minnesota. They have a great defense, but sometimes their offense just takes a little while to get. And I'm just waiting for Sam Darnold just to do what Sam Darnold does and just crumble.
Oh, he will.
Yeah, he will. But no, gotta win there. And
then what I heard, I'm going to interrupt you again. Yeah. Listen to this.
I'm here for it. I'm going to drink some more.
They were saying, I don't know, it was on one of my podcasts or whatever, but wouldn't it be something if Aaron Rodgers goes to Minnesota next year and tries to win a Super Bowl? He would be following in Brett Favre's exact footprint.
That would be great.
And I could see a world where that could happen.
Yeah, I could see him leave
without knowing any of the contract stuff. I'm sure he doesn't have more than a 1 or 2, whatever, but I thought that was interesting too.
Yeah. And then finally, the Jags-Lions over 47. Lions went over 47 on their own.
There's nothing up there for you.
Fatty Patty 2x4 goes 0-3 in the college and 3-0 in the pro, just like his big brother Mike. I don't know if you guys got together and planned that out, but I love it. 3-3 on a week for Pat. Fucking Fatty 2x4. 2x4.
Last week, my man went 3-2-1, as everybody did with that one. So he had 12 points on the race to 25. He gets 3 more. That's 15. His record, healthy over 500, 36, 27, and 3, giving him 37.5 points this year in the overall standings. And I'm not lying to you, found out what I did.
Yeah, I figured maybe he would have went over his own. I don't know why I figured that, because typically he doesn't. FAU plus the 3 versus Temple, really just going to the bottom of the barrel of college football there. To get his second tie of the season.
Yeah.
I thought it was his first, but apparently he got one last week, so I was wrong. But yeah, there was 15-18 plus the 3 in overtime too. It took them overtime just to get to 18-15. What a garbage ass game you picked. Geo State. That's how you said it. That's how I wrote it down. Georgia State going up against Arkansas State. He took Georgia State minus the 2. They lost outright 27-20. That's going to be a loss. And then he took the Navy and Tulane under, just like the money mayor. And that's going to be a win to go 1, 1, and 1 in the college picks. Moving on to his pros. He sent these in the style that he has complained to you guys about the way that you send them. I had a Caleb, what he was Caleb under.
Caleb
Lions
under.
minus points. There was Philly under, but no numbers. I had to go look them up myself. I just wanted to call him out because I know he's called out you guys sometimes too, and
Listen,
give him a little taste of his own
I
medicine.
deserve it. I'm here for it. That should give you some kind of idea of where my mind was at. Pretty much the entire
No,
week.
yeah. That was like Saturday was fun.
Getting the
Saturday was fun.
picks in Sunday was a
Sunday. Yep. I did it from bed.
And I did one Thursday and forgot about it.
I sent them in from the comfort of my bed. So yeah, Chicago, Green Bay under 41. That's going to be a win. They had 39. If they would have made that field goal, would have been a loss for you.
I'm aware. I thought it was a loss, and several.
If Chicago won, you would have lost.
There was another drive. The Packers got down like inside the 10. It was like 1st and goal inside the 10, and we turned it to a different game. And about 10 minutes later, we looked at the score and we're like, "Did they not score somehow?"
You should have known better.
It
Fucking
was an
haters.
interception in the end zone. It was great.
You took the Philly over 48.5. They didn't quite make it there. They got in the 40s, but not quite 48.5.
2 missed field goals.
That's gonna be that'll do it right there. That would have did it for you. And then he too jumped on the Lions minus $1 million, and that hit as well. To go 2-1 in your pro to give you 3-2-1 on the week.
Last week, yeah, not bad. Anything over 3 or 3 is good with me.
Mm-hmm.
Last week I did not quite get there. I went 2-3-1 last week. We're getting after it over here. So I had 9 points on the race to 25 last week. With my 3 this week, that gives me 12. I'm firmly there in the rear as far as that goes. My record on the season now will be 37, 27, and 2, giving me 38 points. And as we look at the overall standings, which are in your email as an attachment, let me know if you have any issues with that. We've got, well, Chris, go ahead. You probably have it written out better.
I got it written out, sure do. In the standings, should I do it from last place up? Let's do it from last place up. Why? I don't know. Let's see how it goes. In 7th place, it's Big Mike, sitting at 34, 34, and 2 with 31 points. Ahead of him in 6th place is yours truly at 35 points with a record of 34, 30, and 2. Above me is Mr. Jason Rose at 37 points. 36, 28, and 2 is his record. Fatty Patty 2x4 is in 4th place with 37.5 points.
Gets me every time.
Woo! 36, 27, and 3. And where am I at? 3rd place. Well, we have a bit of a tie for 2nd place. We got Chad at 37, 27, and 2 with 38 points. And then Steve at 37, 27, and 2. Same record, same points. Both of them tied for 2nd. And in 1st place, the man who's been on a tear for the last few weeks, Dan, they don't call him the Money Mayor for nothing. Danny B at 38.5. So we got 38.5, 38, 38, 37.5, 37, 35, and then 31. It's this close. It's this close.
I don't
And
think
you look
the
at it like-
numbers were right.
Huh?
I don't think you said it right, but he's right.
38,
My numbers are wrong.
37, 37.5,
Yeah, my numbers are wrong.
238. No, your numbers are right.
No, the 30. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
That's crazy,
He's always
dude.
doubting himself, and I got to lift him up.
35 for Chris and 38.5. 3.5 points from first to
First
fourth,
to 6th.
sixth,
Yeah.
first to sixth,
Between
and then
first and
Mike's
sixth,
down
3.5
4
points.
from there.
Yeah.
Halfway
Yeah.
through the season, Mike's got to pick it up a little bit, but all in all, we're all right there. We're all close. Having
No
a
more
blast.
0-3s, Mike. No more 0-3s.
Having a blast.
No more Ohio State overs.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna look at some of this stuff. I was gonna do some of the accounting with you guys as who's paid and everything. I think we're doing really well on that. I obviously don't have any issues, but I was just gonna get everybody updated. But that didn't happen. We were putting the basement back together, cleaning things up, eating dinner, doing things. So I'll get that going eventually, but we're all going to be just fine on that front. We've talked about some cool ideas for the playoff run. I think we are going to have some fun with that. Everybody will find out what that is. If you've got ideas, just throw it out there. Worm and I and Chris last time when he was here talked about a few things.
Yeah.
So that'll be coming down the line.
And even tiebreakers. We've discussed some of those.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Before
very much
before
need
we
to
get there, because with the way things are going,
even in the first round, that first race
It
is
could very
25
much be
Chad
tied.
and I tied.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got a lot to figure
Yeah,
out.
so-
We'll keep
so-
getting better.
we will. How about our Lions?
Yeah, they're fucking good.
How about our Lions?
They're the
When's,
best.
and I asked you guys the question before, and I'll ask it again. When's their next loss? I know there was talks about the Bills. Maybe,
I don't know.
but I don't know. The
I
way
think-
this offense rolls.
Well, I asked Chad, here's something to ponder. I asked Chad while we were watching the game, if you had to, you have to, just whatever, bear with me.
Yeah.
You have to rank your top 5 Lions. You have to.
My top 5 Lions?
Your top 5 Lions. Right now. I mean, I'm not asking you to do it on the spot, but think about it, because we talked about it for about 25 minutes. Like trying to
'cause you
figure out
could
like how
do-
you would do your order.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a
obvious-
fun conversation. It's kind of a fun thing to think about. And breaking it down in offense and defense, it's kind of cool, man. Listen,
Yeah.
I really firmly believe they're the best football team I
You
think
got
I've ever
Kirby
seen.
Joseph and Brian Branch right now are number 1 and 2
In
in
yeah.
PFF rated for safeties.
It's disgusting.
So you could go.
Hutch is
you
still
could go
top
there.
10 in like pressures
Hutch is-
and sacks and
I
hurries
think
and
he's
all
still
that
top
stuff.
5.
Might be top 5. I mean, it's
He's
just
still
it's
top
absurd.
5 in pressures at
Ali
least.
McNeil's playing great.
Yeah,
You know, Readers, he's been what we needed him to be.
Yeah, what? Yeah.
Linebackers are Campbell's playing fantastic. The rookies, the fact that they just keep throwing his ass out there,
Yeah,
you can't tell me he's getting worse,
no,
right? He's
Yeah,
not getting
no.
worse.
It even got in the. I don't
Davis
know if
on
you
the
guys watch
other
it.
side.
I literally stare at my phone and wait
Not
for
right
that
now.
locker room speech from Dan Campbell. But he mentioned Jack Campbell in his and all his. I forget how many tackles he had in that game. But yeah, he went off, and even when Anzalone going down,
See, that's the problem. That's a
he-
problem.
it is a problem. But I'm not as nervous as I would be in the past if we lost. Like when we
Sure.
lost Hutch, like if that happened, like in previous regimes, we won't name any names because I don't like to think negatively. If a player like him went down, we would be in full blown panic mode. And then even Anzalone goes down, no panic, no panic. Next man up, Jack Campbell.
We're just
Time
running
to-
out of guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Like that's the like, and it just is what it is. But we got a great team. We got a great staff. We got a great mentality, philosophy. I love how they were like, we're not running the score up. Like you have to stop us. Like that's
Yeah.
the game we're playing.
Yeah, you have.
I love that mentality. They're not assholes, but they're maybe a bit abrasive to some. I mean, if you got your face stomped in, you probably get a little sensitive.
Oh
too.
yeah, and then the offense. Here, 76 plays, 645 yards, 449 passing yards, 196 rushing yards. Defense only gave up 170 total yards. We had more rushing yards than they had total offensive yards.
But
They only
you
had
also-
41 rushing
You
yards.
gotta be careful though, because their head coach is literally packing his shit right
It better
now.
be.
They've been a train wreck, and they're one of those. So it used to be the Falcons for me. I always thought so highly of the Falcons. They were always going to cover. I would always draft their
Yeah.
players on fantasy football.
Matt Ryan days.
And then now it's the Jaguars for me because I've cut the Falcons out of my life from a gambling and fantasy perspective.
Yeah.
Now it's the Jaguars. I'm like, dang, they got to be good. Trevor Lawrence was going to be the next Peyton Manning in college. Like I still could see him in Clemson dropping dimes, thinking as a freshman,
Yeah.
thinking I would draft him number 1 right now. And he's just never done it. He got the contract, thought it would be this year.
yeah.
He's had the Calvin Ridleys. He's got the Brian Thomases. He's got the running backs, the defense. He's got good I mean, what the fuck is going on down there, man? They're a shit show.
Yeah. You gotta put it on coaching.
Again.
And how many?
This is probably because of the Urban Meyer effect still
yeah.
in Jacksonville. His
Yeah.
shit stain is so
Yeah, I've thought about
stinky
that. Yeah. Is
that
it
it's
still? Is it still the Urban Meyer hangover?
It's gonna be like how when Jeff Daniels had to come like exercise the Billy Sims curse.
Yeah.
There's gonna be like a
They're gonna need
Urban
them.
Meyer
They're gonna need
poop
them a Dan
stain on.
Campbell type coach down there, a former player, somebody. I mean, you're not gonna get anybody like him. The man is. He's the only one. He's one of one. Yeah, yeah. But super happy that Goff bounced back in that game after.
It was a perfect
it wasn't
spot.
so much a bounce. But
It was a perfect spot. Come home, play a scrimmage against
Yeah,
whoever.
perfect passer rating.
It was great. I love that he was able. I love that
Great.
they got Amon-Ra St. Brown a lot. He was able to
161 yards,
get some chunks.
11 receptions, 2 touchdowns.
That was huge. J-Mo balling out, doing J-Mo stuff.
J-Mo,
Chad
four
knows.
receptions, 124 yards.
Chad knows though. This is my beef with this
J-Mo won
cat.
me that fucking money.
My
Woo.
dude, every one time a game he gets tackled, and I think he's probably broken forever. I wish he could fall better. Or
Who?
get
J-Mo?
Yes.
Yeah, he does scare me.
He did a full-on.
Yeah.
Like, how did his leg not just break?
Yeah. He looked like his leg. They look. Like
I'm not signing him to another contract
They look
unless
like they
he can
could
figure
just
out how he
snap
could
like popsicle
just
sticks.
fall better.
Yeah, if you could just fall better, that would be great.
That would be great.
Jared Goff rushing four rushes for 21
He
yards.
was dialed in, baby. I saw his wife on the red carpet somewhere. Ooh, child.
Mm-hmm. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. Yeah, Demo, 15 rushes, 75 yards, 2 tutties. Gibbs, 11 rushes, 16. Gibbs, that one reception for 54 yards. Like,
Oh, man, he wanted to take that to the crib so bad.
Oh, yeah. If dude didn't grab his leg, he was hauling fucking ass. If dude would not have just... it's like he got him by the toe. Just enough to bring him down. He was pissed, you could tell. Because he thought he was going to the house. That's what they can do. They can run it. They can throw it to them guys out of the backfield. There's just so many things that they could do. And then, if none of this works, there's Amon-Ra St. Brown, who has now caught fucking 41 passes in a row from Jared Goff.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was at 30 last game, and he went 11 for 11 this game. He didn't drop a single one.
They're a problem, man. They're really good, and it's fun to watch. Obviously, it's a long time coming, and I just can't even really believe it. I really am comfortable saying that it's the best I've ever seen anywhere from anybody. I mean, the greatest show on turf back in the day, Kurt Warner and them boys, they were like this, like you knew they were scoring. How many times are they scoring is the only question.
Yeah.
Are they going to accidentally, cough up a fumble or something happens, right? But they're a machine.
Speaking of how good they are, the top 5 teams for Super Bowl odds right now. Have you looked at these? Have you seen these, Steve?
Yeah, number 1 is the old Detroit Lions.
Number 1 is your Lions. Taking over Kansas City if they shit the bed against the Bills. You can get them. I think FanDuel actually is the best number right now, plus 420. I've seen it all the way down to plus 320. I think MGM's got it at the lower 300s. I got it at 1200 in August.
Ooh, man.
And my payout just went up again. They're still trying. They're not gonna get my fucking. I ain't taking that.
See, they might get me to take a buyout on my Travis Hunter Heisman ticket. I think I'm gonna let it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, because that's getting
2 games left.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're offering me like half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, who else could it be? If it's not him, you got him and
There's a lot of different avenues. I still think it's still too early. That's why I think I want to take this payout.
the QB. I was
Let's be done with it.
Yeah.
The Oregon QB could still get it. They're undefeated.
Yeah. I haven't looked at my Dan Campbell Coach of the Year. I feel like I got to pay out on that one. So.
Oh, they're talking in the text.
Oh, we got some live chat. It's about time you guys participate.
Orange slice. When I played tennis, my friend Danny had a fatty patty. Couldn't fit the picture. Yeah. All right, I gotta wrap this up. We gotta do the kid things. Read some books. Take some baths. What do you got to say about that?
And he's still talking about me.
Until next week. Have a good week. We're gonna have to talk about Thanksgiving. Well, I guess it'd be pretty much normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just have to make sure we get that video out Tuesday for sure, or at least get the pics out.
Yeah.
The sheets out because people are probably gonna.
Everybody's gonna want to get on the Lions because that's a smart thing to do. They're now.
Ooh, Chicago! I can't wait to.
They're now 42-15 against the spread in their last
I'm
games.
so excited for Chicago.
Looking forward to that game.
All right,